Oh no, I think it's doing the thing. Is it? No, because sometimes it catches like every other frame. Oh, whatever. You guys always tell me it shows up right on your side, so we'll just leave it be. Is that song "Let It Be"? Let it be. Yeah. Anyways, hello, welcome. I'm me. You're you, and we're going to talk about communication, language, syntax, semantics, um, aspects of writing, hieroglyphs, letters, alphabet. I don't know. We're getting all that stuff. I've done that. Emojis, huh? Yeah. You know what? Thank you, Carson. What's up, Carson? How you been? Um, yeah, I never thought of it that way. What's up, Skull? Yeah. I like that because that does make a lot of sense about what they are. I mean, it's what the general purpose has been for when they first made them. I mean, very emotional. You know, it's a interesting thing. But let's get right to the thick 3-day old oatmeal-ness of it. So emojis, much like hieroglyphs. Okay, if we start with the idea that the technology of everything, including language, the farther back we go, the higher forms we have. We, if we came out of the if we came out of the golden age, and after you're in the golden age, the drop off into the Iron Age is a pretty drastic one, and then you move up to the bronze, to the silver, then back to the golden. And these are the processions of the ages, basically. And so there's a lot to do with why everything is iron, Iron Man, Iron Rich, Iron. Okay, so that's where we've been. But prior to this, the age would have been the golden age, and every technology we had, including language, because language is a tool and a technology, was of a higher form. Think of languages that, like, it might not look right to you, but hieroglyphs and symbols that stand for something. If you walk around with no language, written or otherwise, you can you can surely be symbol literate by looking at a tree and comprehending what a tree does, the treeness of it. If you look at a park bench, you know what it does. You know what it's offering. If you look at a house, you understand it as a domicile with there's like rainy and stormy. You go there. That you get what the image is telling you. But we're so far from that to explain that, to write that down, I would have to write everything I just said to explain that to you, what it's doing, and you'd have to understand so many different characters that go into explaining one word out of a sentence to create a larger image. Where if I just put a pictogram, a symbol, if I took a hieroglyph, you immediately, just like in the Chinese alphabet, I don't know if they call it the alphabet. I guess they do. I suppose. I'm not that familiar with what they would call it, but it's an image that explains a lot. What's up, Stan? It's an image that explains the essence of something. So, if you were to take a poem written in Chinese, when understand the language is written in different direction, it's like there's a lot of things going on in different languages for a lot of different reasons, but simply meaning that we can take this same symbols, and when you read it, if you were to the lost in translation, it would never get lost, but it might be a little different translation. In English, you'd have to say, the tree was sitting there as sturdy as a rock of Gibraltar. You could just go through this whole thing and build an image, and English is a wonderful, wonderful language. It's the language of the angels for a reason, and it's all of the other languages combined. It's a very high technology language, even though a lot of people think it's clunky and weird because they don't really understand how it works, because it's been altered. But getting back to this, if I go through explaining something in English by looking at the if I know what the image means in a hieroglyph, in a Chinese character, for me to explain it in English, I could explain it 10 different ways. Like if I'd say a chair is a chair is a chair is a chair. Like there it is. That you've just, and that's, by saying that, you know what it is. But that symbol that they'll give you is something. It's an object that you can sit upon, and it causes. So I could explain it in 1,000 different ways, but it still gets the essence across, the essence of the image. So they've taken an image, and they have simplified the symbol of the image. Think about it. You want to draw a picture of a man, what do? Stick figure, circle, top. It still gets the point across. If you've got to go use the bathroom, which one do you use? That's simple symbol literacy. It's not natural symbolic. It's not nature's symbol, but they use a symbol, similar thing. Now that we've got that idea out of the way, what do you think emojis are doing? They're capturing, not only are they capturing that, but they're capturing emotion, which causes people to use their left and right brain. If you tell somebody, oh, I had a good day at work and it went like this, like, oh, they read that, cool. But if you give somebody like if you don't overuse them like an idiot, but if you just like, you give them like the frowny face and then like a little, or you give them a happy face and then whatever, and you're trying to explain it, so you give them the emotion, an emotional aspect. You could spell out the same thing with 5 emojis. If I said it would make me very happy to go to the bar with you and have a beer, I could just put a happy face, a beer, and then a bar. There would be three images. I wouldn't have to say all that. I mean, is it more fun and expansive to use English or other languages? Sure, but the symbols, they convey a larger message in a shorter period of time. It's like drawing a picture. It's a pictogram. It's a picture. See all that? See that right there says a lot. So if you look over at Carson said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images, which were literally a bunch of larger ideas that it would have taken him how long to type all of that out, but we all could convey what he's saying. You know, I mean, maybe he was being funny with the last one because I don't get the last one, but he was saying something about eating a peach. But, you know, hey, could things be misconstrued? Could, you know, then I go, refine that a little more. What did you mean by that? And I would just give you like, you know, exclamation mark. I get what you're saying to begin with, and then give you a question mark on the peach. Do you actually mean a peach, or did you mean a peach like a fashine? Well, thank you, Skull. I appreciate that. I will. You know what? I might even have one in here. I was gonna save it for later, alligator, but I'll crock it right now. I was gonna save it for later because that's all I had. I didn't feel like going to the store today, and I already had coffee, a little bit of coffee. But cheers, thank you. Cheers. Hand to mouth, huh? Stan, symbolism is used in mind control. Well, yeah, but we have to. I mean, I think I get what you're saying, but 666. You know, that's in one sense it's numerology. Once everything is symbolic, and I mean, if you're saying mind control, like in the sense of control your own mind, you don't escape even the letter C and the letter R and the letter D. Those are all symbols. People don't recognize that. And even me, when I say something or when you're talking, you're creating an image for someone. Symbols as you see them as an image tend to hold a lot more weight for people, even though they really don't. The images, see, that's gonna get me into a long talk that I don't want to do right now. But certainly symbols are used in mind control. Sure. I mean, Rorschach blots, and you go down the street and you see an icon. You see that McDonald's The arch, it speaks volumes. So what do you see? You see that, and all of a sudden you think of the smell of the French fries. You think of maybe playing football when you were a kid and going there afterwards and getting, you identify all of those things with it. Where do you go after a win and where do you go after a loss in sports? There might be something there. There might be something to that, huh? Or do you find it as a unifying thing where like you see that there was probably a commercial I bet where the winning and the losing team and the kids are going off the field crying and the kids are like, yeah, we won, and all of a sudden they go into the restaurant and the kids that won see the kids that are crying because they lost, and they bring them over some French fries and everybody's happy. It's probably a commercial, and if it wasn't, it should have been. There you go, free one. It speaks to a deeper psychology of what is represented by the McDonald's Corporation. What's up? Totally fine. What else up in here? So I'm able to see these really good skulls here. Carson's here. Carson, you seen the moon? Interesting, because I was waiting to tell you guys this series that you. What up, Christopher Lee? Yeah, English is something that you put a spin on or an angle. It's an angle, an angel, a spin. It causes, yeah. I mean, spin can be used in a bad way, but it can be used in a very good way if you know how to use English properly. What up, Drew? Drew in the building. Where was I going before I'd gotten sidetracked with saying hello to everybody? Symbolism. What was the last thing I was getting into? There was a direction I was going there. We got into McDonald's, symbolism, emojis, and connecting to emotions, and which is memories of things. They're hinging things to memories, not into actual feelings. If you were to really just pay attention to how you felt eating McDonald's, you'd probably never eat it again. If you pay attention to your emotions about eating McDonald's, it could be anything. Some people there's foods they don't like, not because they don't like the taste, but they associate the food itself with something that's awful, right? Or something like, and the opposite. There's something that could be tasting really bad, but they associate with something good. Like, I knew this chick that she liked the smell of like really bad cigarettes. She's like, because her grandfather smoked them, and her grandfather's a really cool dude, nice guy. So she associated with that. So she really enjoyed that. Not necessarily what she was consuming. So she had a connection to the emotion of what that was, not the actuality of it, not the feeling of it, but the emotion of it. And while emotions are fine because they give you a look into history, because an emoji again as being a hieroglyph, it's taking us back into closer to an original language. Original language was telekinesis. The original being didn't eat. And then we lowered ourselves into, okay, here's what we're gonna use our mouths for to create these sounds. It was always supposed to be for sounds, but then we started shoveling things in there, and yeah, and then here's the language. Let's write it down. There's a big thing about slaves couldn't read, and that's not true. And the whole narrative is again always backwards. They play dumb, because if you can read, you're subject to the author's points of view. If you can't read, then what? I mean, if you can read it and go, I don't even know what it says. Two different things. And if you don't really care what it says, because like who cares? Like we're at a point in reality where if you read a scientific journal, you can almost guarantee yourself that there's 600 other ones that have different conclusions, and they're all bad science at best, And then you could go and find yourself 10 books that are considered fiction, some fantasy, fallacy world of illusion, and they're much closer to the truth. We go find things that go look in the fiction version of the library, or if they even exist anymore. And then the nonfiction version, if it says nonfiction, I can almost guarantee that's going to be false. I mean, why wouldn't? Fiction is the word fict is the word fact. So if it's non-faction, non-fiction, non-fact, even though they say non-fiction means it's real. It always confused me when I was growing up. I was like, doesn't non-fiction just mean it's not true? They go, no, that's the true stuff. I was like, so the fiction stuff is the adventure novels. That never happened. No, that's the fake. That's fake stuff. I was like, okay. The library. Yeah, it's always funny when people, they bury it in the lies, huh? I mean, the library, like, it's so big. There's so much there. You know, how much of the library could, like, really, when they go, oh, the burning of the books in Alexandria. Yeah, first of all, they burn books all the time and change them all the time. But how much garbage has been written that you could just throw out? Like, you know, these, like, what's it, Danielle Steele novels, or whatever that thing's name is. Always the same number of pages. It's exactly the same story. It's got the punky guy in the front. Like those kind of books, you could burn all of them, and I think we'd be okay. I think we'd be all right. I think we wouldn't be losing a major aspect of our you know, historical reference or heritage to things. I think we could probably just go, yeah, that's garbage. And so I would say most of the books could be burnt. Why? What's their use? There's not too much out there that is worth even digging into. Stan, you think that's a beetroot? I thought it was a radish, but I think it's a beetroot for beets. Is that a beetroot or a radish root? Either way, I like it. Hey Carson, see, there you go, the inner fat child. Yeah, I don't know. I occasionally want to fillet a fish. I don't know what it is. It's something about the saltiness, and then the sodium-y kind of spike that you get with the French fries, and then the Coca-Cola is just a little different because they put some chemicals in there. It's a chemical. It's basically just another way to get chemicals in your body. Everybody doesn't know that. That's what you're searching for, that chemical, like, upper. And then afterwards you're like, oh, did I do the bad cocaine? What up, Chris? Libra. Oh, nice. Okay, that makes sense. The bat, yeah. What up, Brian Campbell? What are you doing, Brian Campbell? How is it over there in the UK? Are you still making music for people? Well, I don't know. I mean, you still hosting parties? Still making the warehouses work? Man, I tried to link up with you so many times on fucking Instagram, then my shit got shut down, and then my shit on whatever it's called, the other place that we would try to link up at, that shit got all fucked up, and I had to reload that. Whatever everybody was using. And then you hit me up one time and you said you changed, like, because you said you changed your account, and then I tried to get back to you, and then my shit fucked up, so I had to reload that. And my phone was being all wonky. I'm like, what the fuck, yo? I swear to God, dude. Every time it starts to link up, everything just goes, let's just throw a monkey wrench up in there. I swear. How you gonna go to, hey Stan, how you gonna go, oh, you hear that? You hear that? That's the fast airplanes. They'll probably get to Colorado in an hour and San Fran in 2 hours. They don't tell you about the real speed of these things. those things can move. To think if you really knew how fast the commercial planes are going, they're going nowhere near the speed they tell you. It's not even close. Those are going way faster than they tell you. Yeah, and Stan, McDonald's, you've been to McDonald's for ice cream? The ice cream machine never works. Neither does none of that shit works. You go there, like, no, it doesn't work. In the summertime, maybe. I guess maybe the McDonald's works a little different in Canada, huh? The film Iron Before the... Okay. I like the lo-fi, and yeah. No shit, it's like that over there. See, I don't really understand how the UK is the whole thing, right? And then you have England as this thing, and then Ireland as a thing, and then different parts of it. And I never know how that all works together, because you have like the euro, but then you have like different countries, and they're not under. It's kind of like I assume I don't really understand how it works. I assume it's kind of like the United States, but each state, so there's like the larger, like the federal shit, but then there's like on a state level you can do different things, and even on a county level. So I don't know. I don't know how that works, because I just know I've been listening to that dude. Do you know who Carl Vernon is? He's got a pretty big channel, maybe like 100,000. I think he sounds like he's Irish, but he might be in the UK. Well, not the UK. He might be in Britain or whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't know if he's. I don't know what you'd call him. Cool motherfucker. Funny as all get out though. Carl Vernon, if you check him out. Well, hey, you know what's funny about this? Is he from Scotland? You're from Scotland. Is he a Scot? Is that what he is? Because he says some funny things, and I couldn't tell where it was. Because Scotland, to me, that's like, it's all the same thing. But I know you guys would be like, no, he's a fucking piker, he's a gypsy, he's or whatever you guys say. I don't know. Hey, Yorkshire pudding. He's English. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're a Scot. That's right. And Carson, the funny thing about Mercury is not the problem. You can tell you that much. They're like, there's mercury in your fillings. Like, no, it's the heavy metals in the fillings. If you had a tooth done and you had mercury, and then whatever the amalgamation, what are they putting there? That's the problem. If they're mixing with the right things, it's not going to cause a problem. Mercury is especially if you get. I've done this before. I'm not going to go deep into it, but yeah, maybe your body is craving that mercury. Mercury would be good, but maybe it's the sodium content too. Maybe the salt, like as a poison, because sometimes you're addicted to poison. But it could be the mercury. Mercury is, as far as I know, it's kind of like there's a bunch of things. Like look into Ayurveda. Look at how medicines used to be made, and look as far back as you can find. Mercury is not a poison. I mean, in large amounts, anything is, but yeah. Nah, Mr. Mensa, I don't know, Lancashire hot pot. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Oh, Madonna's ritual? I did not. Madonna. Yeah, I is it recent? I mean, that it's without question. Whatever, Back to the Future, all of that. Getting back to the beginning of the show, in the idea that technology was higher back then, and we're going there again. But I think this whole thing that they're doing, people are going to be. It's the culling. Who's left behind? I think it's kind of like Super Mario Brothers. You could fall off. You can play the board again. They'll just send you back to the same board. It's like, here, try again. I think that's about it. I think the rest of people was like, okay, oh, you figure out that probably don't listen to those. Don't. I mean, maybe the whole game is don't listen to the politicians because they're all lying. I don't know. Politicians, politics. I don't know. Many ticks. I don't know. I got a tick. Got fucking Lyme's disease. So here's where I'm sitting if you guys want to see it. Check it out. Got my little ham hock, and I got this cool tree right here. It's kind of one of my favorites, actually. Kind of hangs out there into the waters. And I got my friends the ducks over here. I don't know if they're still here. Where'd they go? There it is. Let me get this set up. The tripod is made doing these shows. Hey, what up, Quack Quack? Hold on a second. Oh, I had the right positioning, and now I have to re-find it. There it is. Let's find these quacks. Oh, the quacks are right there. Oh, earlier I was telling you guys I watched this new series, and it's not that new, but the person that put out it's really, really good. But it came courtesy of your boy at Autodidactic channel, which is also a very good channel. But he was referencing somebody else's work, and then I went and watched all the videos, and they basically been, you know, cutting that off from being said, and it's some of the best work that I've seen. And so everything he's doing right now, as far as I can tell, is on all the other different networks, where they don't just shut your channel down for putting together a great series of information. And his name is, oh man, you know what? I'll just make the next video I make. It'll be with his name, but his channel. You can still find his videos through other people's channels, but not the whole series. You'd have to go to like I don't know, one of the other networks. I don't know exactly where he posted. I was just watching it last night. I forgot how I had to find it, but anyways, he's all of the things that everybody like me and all of these people were kind of getting into, the language and Mercury and the planets, and you know, the whole kit and caboodle of the mud floods and what was going on with these buildings and energetics, and like the dude put together, as far as I can tell, about the greatest series that I've ever seen on all of it and how it works. It's literally like the most well presented. Only thing is I suggest speeding up his voice, because he talks a little slow, and he talks way too British, you know, or whatever he is. You'll see. He sounds like Ryan Gamble. You're like, what did you just say? What the hell did you just say? What's up, Double Water? Peace, love. Thoughts on sulfur? Your pendulum says no. No to sulfur in what way? Sulfur is part of the alchemical process, but sulfur is usually, I think it's very specific in what it's used for, but isn't that kind of the resulting, the something sulfur? Sulfur is like what, egg farts? I think sulfur is kind of just like the used gas of something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got to ask me more directly, like, what do you mean, like, sulfur? Sulfur in general? Well, there's a black salt in India, is a sulfur-rich salt that they use on a lot of things that is very good. It aids in digestion. But as a general thing, probably not a great idea. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, like a hot pot as a stew. Yeah, I got you. Chicken pot pie. Might have to change the. So there's a lot of glare, Claire. Oh, there. How about there, Claire? Hmm. Just trying to get this set up so I can see your comments as I'm talking here. Not really. I don't really care about the camera angles and whatever. Mr. Mensa, the 2024, I don't know. There's so many of those 7-year things that I'm a little, all the prophecy shit, especially when it comes to trying to define it through the use of gematria and numerology. It's such a difficult thing to figure out, because 2000 was the year, then it was 2012, then it was 2020, and now it's like there's too many dates. Although seems to be a culmination at times of things, and certainly some of the dates are right on, and I've seen people being able to predict either events or the ones that they could already see it's kind of like when you watch a movie and you're like, okay, here's what's going to happen next. And they could, you can kind of predict things that way, certainly, whether they're man-made or not. But the 2024, I don't know. Can't really tell. MSM. Yeah, MSM. I have some. I've used it, but as per usual, whenever I'm doing like a health kick thing, it's in unison with a lot of other things that I'm doing. So it's hard for me to isolate and say that is good or bad. Although I've read good things, I've heard good things, but I don't know. I haven't specifically isolated that. Just I'm gonna use that all day. Oh, you're saying the peace love, the poison ivy. You use the MSM for that? Yeah. I forget what that stands for, but yeah. Yeah, Mr. Mensa. Yeah, there's, considering we don't know what time it is to begin with, we don't know what year it is. We really don't know. We got the 1600. We have 1,000 years that might not even existed. We have the idea that a Jesus figure was already here and there was already a golden age. We have the idea that we're in the age of Aquarius. Are we there? Or did we get there? We have, the last president and the trumpets and the 7 years of and then we have the end of the Mayan calendar. I mean, there's so many things that there has been quite a bit that adds up, but then there's a lot that I'm just like, what year are we in? According to what calendar? See, whenever people talk about the number games, I immediately have to ask, what calendar are you basing it on? If you're basing it on the Gregorian calendar and saying this year is 2021, then maybe we're way off anyways. Because the Gregorian calendar is changing. It already changed time from where it should have been, which was based on the human body, which was called time equals art, which is 1320, which is the articulations in your body. You have 13 major articulation points, and then your phalanges, which is connected to the moon and a bunch of other energies, which is closer to the Mayan calendar. But then we go, okay, well, no, we're on a Gregorian calendar, which they just went ahead and threw in extra things. Now we're working on 1260 time, which is time is money, and what is money? Money is Isis. Isis is moon, so the moon culture, the moon worship, and the moon worship is the money worship, which is connected to. Oh my God, there's a fucking dog right here. I'm gonna pass it. Which, as far as I can tell, is connected a lot to the to the parasites. So it's as much as I like to play around with prophecy, as much as I like to play around with prophecy and these kind of ideas, and obviously we can figure things out, but I don't know that. Jay Dreamer said 2024. Then a bunch of other people that I really like, they were like, oh, 2021, and I thought I was hoping I wanted the zombie apocalypse last year, or they said 2020. It's perfect vision. Like, for who? Because all these other idiots ain't getting it. I already been seeing this before 2021 or before 2020. Now what? Now we're in 2021. What's happening? So I was feeling like it was this this either either during the fall this year will be some weird things happening with the zombie apocalypse kind of thing scenario, but I was hoping it was going to be last year, just because it just would have been perfect. Oh, look at everybody got it right. It was 2020 December 21st, and let's go. Which it kind of did happen, because how many crazy things happened right around that time? Like, people became really like divided and dumb. But now it's like, maybe it's the summer solstice. Maybe it's another equinox. Yeah. I mean, there is the coding where it's like 6/11 could have been 11/6, so it could have been, November 6th, not the 11th of June. Could be November, because they flipped it around, or maybe they flipped the 6 the wrong way and it was supposed to be a 9, which would be 911. Oh, or maybe it was 11/9 because, or maybe it wasn't, because November is supposed to be 9, even though it's the 11th month, because they threw in Julius and Augustus Caesar, which is in the way of where September means sept, but it's the 9th, but it was supposed to be the 7th, and Oct is 8, but it's the 10th, and November is the 11th, but it's supposed to mean 9, and Deca means December. It's supposed to be 10, but it's 12. What happened there? See, we have 10 fingers and toes, but then we have a 13 moon calendar. We have all of these other things. Like, what's going on here? If they change, hi Ducky. If they change the language, the symbols, and especially if they change what you believe in as time, man, if they change time, like, what the hell are you gonna do? Like, I mean, what your perception of time is. Time does not really exist. Oh man, I might have to move this way. Let's do that, because the glare on the screen is too strong. Come over here. Enjoy. Let's see, is this gonna work? Maybe this spot here. Hope you guys can hear the chime tree right there. Double water. Surely we should be using Vedic rather than Western. I can't say that either. No. See, that's another moot, trivial point, because it depends on what year we think we're in, and then it depends on where are we on the map. But it does seem as though those old clocks that we see all over the world would have those circles inside of circles with all the other, those ones are telling you something. Hey, Quack Quack, are you hungry? Come here. Oh shit, these are the geese that know me. I probably want some food. Yeah, because I agree with you on that, but I don't see astrology. I can't answer as good as other people can. I can teach it from an overview, but like the whole triangulating cross from this, like if you told me what each one meant, I could tell you why it works that way, but I don't know it that well. Peace. Yeah, your body says time exists. My back, my neck. Although sometimes I reverse age, like sometimes, like I feel, it's like, how some days you can get up and you feel better than others. It's like, did you reverse time? The cells, here's the thing, the cells in your body do not correspond or agree with the rules of what time is. The cells in your body exist, period. That's all there is. And the cell by itself is immortal. So time does not exist to the immortal cell. And you're made up of a bunch of cells. And the only thing we can do is get in the way of them existing. That's what we do. We consume things that we shouldn't all the time, which is part of the fun. Double water, I've not. I'll check it out though. Sounds pretty radical. Oh, I will let everybody know, as per usual, it is my birthday month. I did not get to do shows for 2 weeks. And if you want to, because this is what I do for a living, feel free to donate to me or buy me birthday gifts. CashApp, PayPal, it's beneath TsarXen, TSAR, capital XEN. Yeah, you can buy me a beer, buy me a birthday gift, or just make sure that I have a roof over my head. Those are very helpful. And this phone on, so I can still do these videos. Anyways, what else? That's Germans. Dem's the Germans. Do you guys want to see something funny? Look at these fuckers. Look at they're just sitting there. It's all of my grill piece. Do you guys want me to tell you to do something? Do you guys want to eat? Should I feed them? Do you think they're waiting for me to leave? No, because they can get up anywhere they want. I mean, I think I know them. Hey gooses, do you want to see? Do you guys want them to come hang out with me? You guys want to see these guys? I'll tell them to come over here. Let's see if we can do it. You guys want to eat? Where are they? They're right behind there. Let's see if we can. You guys want to eat? Come here. Come on. Come here. Let me move some of my stuff so if they do come over. Do you guys want a snack? Come on, you guys know who I am. Say my name. Say my name. Little bitch ass Canadian geese. Come here. Come here. It's right there. You know who I am. Come here. Alright. You can fuck off too. I don't really care. They do the Canadian geese. They're weird. These ones I guess don't know me. They all look the same, and they're all kind of creepy and stalky. Canadian geese, if you don't know, are creepy and stalky. I don't mind them. Some of them are nice. Majority of them, they just stare. They just sitting there, stare at you, and go blah 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 blah, or whatever the fuck noise they make. Thank you, peace, love. Yeah, so I'm starting to learn where they are at what times of day and what their feeding rituals are. Like there's some of them, like I said, between the ducks, the mallards, the geese, the pigeons, like I see kind of where they fit into the the feeding thing. But then some of them, if they see me, they go out of their natural rhythm to come where I am. Like there's like I don't know who's been on here, but there's two of them that bring a couple of their other friends, and they'll come and hang out because they don't want me to have to feed everybody else, because they're like, here, just why hang out with these assholes? And so they run away from them and find me, which is really crazy. I don't even know how they see me. Canadian honkers. Go back to Canada. Go get the weather's fine up there. What are you doing down here? It's too hot for you here anyways. What are you doing in the shade? Go get some sun. Well, this is already a good day because my charger, which oftentimes just chooses not to work, is working, and my phone has 100% charge, and I haven't even wasted any of my speakers' charge. So hey, despite all the bad days, there's some good ones, huh? I don't know if they're 50-50. I don't know how that all works out. I don't really believe in karma the way everybody else puts it out there. But, shit. What kind of day is it? Mango? Is it kind of a Mango Bay day? Mango Bay. If you don't know who that is, it's these two comedians. They're Punjabi. I don't know that they're Punjabi, but they're Indian. I mean, I you know, I don't think they take offense to me calling them Punjabs. But and they're fucking ultimately funny. If you look up Mango BAE, some of the funniest fuckers I've ever heard. They just like funny. I've never heard their stand up, but they do like a podcast thing where they're just like riffing on the most random shit, and it's kind of motherfuckers you like to hang around. Do I think the birds fly to Antarctica? No, I don't. Because I don't think Antarctica is a complete circle of an ice wall. I don't think that. Or whatever that is. You know, however you see that. Surely animals do. Double water. Here. If you want more information on that, go watch the video. It's a TED Talk by. What the hell is his name? Well, there's 3 really good ones. One of them was banned. If you just look up banned TED Talk, look up that one. That's a good one. But then there's one about homing pigeons. I forget who did this one. And they did a study about trying to figure out how they knew where they were going, and it's called Oh, these guys are outside. They're wilding out right now, and I like watching it. Morphic resonance, is that what it's called? So basically, they came to the conclusion because they're doing all these tests where they put magnets on. They would drive the birds in a thing to somewhere else. They would change the location where they were doing all these things, and they were realizing they were like bilocating through using, like, there was somehow that all of their minds were connected, so they were making a map out of it. It didn't matter anything else, that they were all intrinsically interconnected, interwoven. Anybody know what I'm talking about? And Stan, yeah, Peter Russell's. I know him. He's all right. I don't know his comedy that well. I mean, I've seen some of his stand up. But again, I like to make it very apparent to people. There's a big difference between people that are funny and people that can do stand up comedy. Sometimes it intermixes. It's kind of like comedians can be actors almost always. Comedians can transition to acting, but actors no way can transition to being comedians. And a comedian that can do stand-up isn't necessarily funny in person, but there are people that are funny as shit in person that could never do a stand-up act. It's a really interesting thing. I think we were talking about the other day, kind of just like riffing off of something. How it's what's next? What are we working with here? Versus here's a planned out thing of, and let me deliver this way, and yeah. No. Walking the dags. You gotta say walking the dags. What did in the movie Snatch, Brad Pitt, what's the fucking pikers and the what? You have the gypsies, the pikers, and then the way he talks. Oh my god, so good. Fucking dags. I don't care what Brad Pitt is, the fact that he somehow can do that. He did that accent, and then he did when he was Joe Black. The fact that he nailed both of those accents is next level shit. I don't care what you guys say about Brad Pitt. I don't care if Angelina Jolie used to be a dude. I don't care if Brad Pitt was a chick. I don't give a fuck. When he did those two roles, there's a reason. It's not just because he's quasi good looking and a midget, but whatever. You know, he nailed those two. He nailed those two parts. Mr. Mannion, what are you doing? Apparently, I'm sitting here, hanging out with some. What do we got now? Oh, little blackbird. Blackbird with silver and red wings. What is this? Let me see if I can show you. See if he moves. No, he moved. I went over there. Okay, whatever that noise was, that's a blackbird. Oh, because the dogs came over. That's why. So some big dogs came over. So the birds and there's some pigeon. There's some ducks, some mallards, and some Canadian geese. My duck friends are over that way. They would come play. Yeah, somebody was talking about Fight Club the other day too. Yeah, you know what? The more you think about Brad Pitt, of how good of, like, how many good movies he's been in, the list is pretty endless. Really? You think that was the best? As far as acting and everything, I mean, the story was good. Acting, no way. I wouldn't put that in his top 10. Yeah, I wouldn't put that in his top 10. Benjamin Button? No. 12 Monkeys was better. Come on, where you want to start? I mean, go down the list. I don't even watch Brad Pitt movies. I don't even like him like that. I don't even know why I brought him up, but he just been. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, he's been in a lot of. He's pretty good, because even when he's playing the role, even though you know it's Brad Pitt, you still kind of go, he's playing that character, and you kind of dismiss the fact that that's Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying? He's no Daniel Day-Lewis. He's no, let's see, who else was in Fight Club? Who's the dude in Fight Club? He also made Leaves of Grass. Snatch is up there, obviously. Yeah. Who did Leaves of Grass? Edward Norton. Edward Norton's been in some amazing films. Now, see, Edward Norton's a better actor, I think. But something about Brad Pitt, he plays a couple roles. Oh yeah, it's because of accents. We were talking about accents. Who's the dude that's in every movie, and he's almost never the star, but he's in every movie you can think of. He's in The Fifth Element. He's in the Lord of the Rings series. I think if you look up the greatest grossing actors of all time, I think it's like him. No one knows his name, and you can never tell it's him, because it's just, he plays a perfect character. Him and Samuel L. Jackson have been in movies worth billions upon billions. They're like well ahead of the game. And I forget his name. I always do, because he's that good of an actor, or they give him that kind of interesting part where you never tell who he is. He was in The Matrix too. He's in The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, The Fifth Element. Should I keep going? Who's the guy's name? Oh, I think he was in Batman. Yeah, Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking. Yeah, that was good. Snakes on the plane. Snakes on this motherfucking plane. Samuel Jackson doesn't act. Is he a great? He has acted in one or two movies. Oh, Broken, I think, was one, where the broken superhero thing. But the rest of them, that's just him. There's no, you know what you're getting, and it's perfect. He's not acting. He didn't take no acting classes. He's like, this is what the fuck I talk like. and it doesn't make the story any less believable. Like, you know, if like sometimes you're like, oh, somebody gets cast typed, you know, into something, even though he is Samuel L. Jackson, he's not cast typed. He could play a different character, but that just works. Hugo Weaving, thank you, Hugo Weaving. Tell me Hugo Weaving isn't. So Daniel Day-Lewis and Hugo Weaving are up there in best ever, because you don't even know it's them at all. They completely take on a persona that is like, okay. And especially Daniel Day-Lewis is the dopest, because he makes like 8 movies, and he's like, I'll do a movie every couple of years, keep to myself, fucking win award after award. Force dump. Yeah, Hanks is all right. Yeah, there you go. Agent Smith, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, and then there's a lot of other roles and movies he's been in that people are like, that's him for real? Like, yeah, no shit. You know, people like they could put a mustache or a funny eyebrow on or do something just different. You're like, oh, they're like an everyman. I wonder if he's the kind of person you'd meet in person and you just go, oh shit, I will always recognize you. But in the movie, you're like, it's kind of like what's your boy's name? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is just a whole lot of, just throw all the extra stuff on there. He's just all of that. I mean, you know what you're getting. Force dump. Force dump. Ugh. Hey, it only took 56 minutes to get to a poop joke, huh? Told you, every show we'll find our way to a poop joke. And sometimes the jokes aren't even jokes. Force dump. That's fucking funny. What are you laughing at? How dare you laugh? Force dump. That's hilarious. Cause am I smoking a blunt? If you're asking me if I cracked it and put something in there, no. I'm just smoking a White Owl. It's like a flavored one. Why would I do that? It has all the chemicals in it. It's like, I don't know, because I don't smoke them up that often, and it was something to do. It was pineapple. It's actually really good. It's a 2-pack for 99 cents. So it's kind of like I have it if somebody else has something, and I'm like, hey. And then if I'm kind of like, whatever. They have a mango and pineapple pack. They're pretty dope. It's like if I'm around people that are like, you know, chain smoking cigarettes, like, you smoke a cigarette and you're like, okay, fucking smoke a cigarette, and like, no, I'm like, that was good enough, and probably smoke one tomorrow. I don't know, maybe next week. I hope this dog comes over here. I really want to play with this. There's this little short, he's a pit bull, but he has really short legs. Like, if you looked at him, his head is so fat. So fat. Fat-headed pit bull. But its legs are like that big. I don't know what you'd call it. If he comes over here, oh my god, I'm taking my glasses off so you can see me. Hold on. Let's see if he comes over. Oh my god. He looks like Scooby-Doo with short legs if it was a pit bull. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm trying to make energetic eye contact with the dog. The dog did not see me. I was playing with something else. That's why you add. It's 420, so it's 320 here. Then, is that about right? Yeah, it's 320. Yeah. 2121, sir. This is fun. I think I might alter my position again. Now that the sun has moved, I can probably sit back in my hammock. Come join me in my hammock. Oh yes. Cool. Oh, see, instead of doing commercial breaks, what we'll do is a meditation break. You guys take a second, take a piss, have a moment for yourself. And if you can, try to listen to the sound of the bells. It's the chime tree in the background. So that's what I was doing. So give me 30 seconds. Okay, back. Cool. Blast off and do another realm for a second. I'm not that quick at doing it. I can't really do it that way. I mean, I can kind of... I'm not getting out of body there. I know there's people that can pretty quickly go into different realms. Like I can get into a different mental space for a second. But yeah. There you go. Cool. Oh, the weather here today, I don't know. It's above 90, but it doesn't feel that way. I don't know what the difference is. I think because there's a little bit of a cold front moving in. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, perhaps. No, Saturday. It's supposed to rain Saturday, so maybe there. Or then again, I'm sitting next to the water, so that might be helping a little bit. But it's not feeling so hot. Or maybe I'm getting used to it being 90 degrees. Here, so whoever has not seen this, here's my splendid little spot right now. Here, let me take this off here for a second. So I'm gonna show you guys something. This goes back into, I asked a question the other day about ruins and buildings and if we're built on top of something. Okay, so we're at this water here, and what you'll see here is the big piece of concrete right there. There's literally no reason for that to be there. If you look right there, that right there, that's a big. There's a chunk of concrete right there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I don't know the reflection off the water. You'll be able to see it. But I'm telling you, all of this right here that you can see in the water, you see that right there? That's not natural. You see that right there? That's something. Like there's a reason there's only a few feet deep. I guarantee there's something underneath there. Hey, there's my friends. What up, hip hop? See them right there? That one right there is hip hop with the hair, and that's anonymous. So when they're done bathing and cleaning themselves, maybe they'll come over and have some snacks with us. But yeah, I mean, this is very noticeable here. There's stones right, just giant stones. Like, no one came over and throwing stones in here. Like, and so this tree tells you about the age of something, and why is it growing all funky like this? Right? See, it's growing out there. What's that about? It just hangs out over that thing, and there's all of these strange bricks everywhere. Giant pieces, slabs of concrete, and it's all over the place too. And where do they come from? Like, there's nothing around here. They're not tearing down buildings. There's nothing here. Fun stuff, huh? Hello, quack quacks. Hey, wop wop wop. Hey, wop wops. You guys hungry? Let's see if they want to come over and hang. Uh-oh. Un momento, yo. Plug this joint in, yo. Know what I mean, dog? Do you know what I mean, sir? Alright. Oh, there's the quack quacks. Hey, did Bill put those modified mosquitoes? Why do you think Carson exists? He got bit by one. This is why he's still alive. He's genetically modified though. I don't know what he is. You know, hey Carson, as you say that about the 144,000 mosquitoes, interesting. I wonder how much of what they're saying they're doing they're actually doing, because we can tell a lot of it is make believe, right? It's not really happening, and I wonder how much of it they're seeing, how much suggestive psychological magic they can use, how much placebo effect they can use on people, like. Did they really? Or what if it's everybody that just goes, ah, the sky's falling, there's mosquitoes, and there's this and that, and like, I mean, granted, they're doing some things, right? But did they really genetically modify mosquitoes and then just release them in? Like, do you know how like, completely, there's no one in any kind of setting that would be a geneticist or otherwise fucking with mosquitoes, be like, oh, that'd be a good idea because they wouldn't just rapidly multiply and be everywhere and kill everyone, including us. You know, it doesn't seem to be reasonable. It seems to be more like, okay, you believe everything, so now you're going to believe genetically modified mosquitoes, right? I mean, I don't doubt they can, or they can't modify them genetically, but yeah, there we go. Thank you, double black, yeah. Double water, 144,000 souls. Yeah, there you go. There's the master 144. Yeah, and then blood over. Yeah, the BOIs. Yeah. Hey, some of them are goofy as anything. Some of them I know, like I've never met them in person, but they're good, kind-hearted people. It's kind of like finding Luciferians or Christians. Yeah, there's good ones and the bad ones. It's finding people that do black magic and people that believe in Christ or something. There's good ones and bad ones. It's not really a way around it. I mean, but as a general rule, like the BOI, like I told you, I used to tell people all about this. My worst, the only videos that I ever got in arguments with people on and that I have downvoted to hell was explaining to people what it was. Because I was like, I know high levels of magic. I'm telling you how it works. It's kind of like if somebody were to say, do something that was unhealthy for them, and so you realize that's unhealthy, and here's how you can fix it, but they don't. They're like, they already have done it, and they're like, well, they're invested in, like, no, I believed in that, and I believe in it, and it's gonna work, and it's the right thing to do. It's like somebody's like, they're on a diet, and I'm like, that diet is not gonna help you. Like, I know that for a fact. And they're like, but they already bought the program. They spent $100 on the program. They got the audio cassettes. They went and bought the food, and they're this thing, and they're seeing results. But they're like, oh, I lost like 10 pounds. I was like, yeah, but I have a goiter, and you got and your kidneys are overloaded, and you got zits all over your face. Like, what's going on here? Like, there's an easier way to do this. So just it's called doubling down in gambling. So people gamble on something, and so they invested into something, they bought into something, and it's not working, but they don't want to be wrong, so they're going to invest in it again. It's until they go completely broke, they're not going to try to solve a different puzzle. But again, as I'll query this, how much of the magic that is being used, as I've put out there many times, there's a technological magic, there's a psychological magic, and there's a real magic. Real magic you can't explain. It's much like saying God. God is magic, is this high level thing that you can't really understand the complexities of. But then there's simple technological magic. Well, then there's also the misdirection. Look over here, we do this. And there's psychological magic, meaning it's kind of like you look into my eyes and look at this, and we're gonna control your mind. And there's that, right? And there's a little bit of the placebo nocebo. If you can grab a hold of your own mind, placebo and nocebo exist. The fact that placebo and nocebo exists disproves the idea of any other thing than mentalism and living in a meta realm. It proves that. The fact that it doesn't always work the same way doesn't mean that, well, like, if I always blow a car tire up with air and I can, okay, maybe that's a bad example. I mean, let me see something that yeah, that would, I guess, does it hold air? And one day, for whatever reason, I'm using the air compressor, and Jello goes in there and it melts the tire. Like, what just happened there? Like, why would that even, it's unexplainable. Placebo effect is something like that. I mean, you could be like, well, you can't figure, well, somebody put Jello in the machine, and why did they eat? Well, they put acid in there, and why is there's so many variables that you have to go, well, I think maybe if we just use our mind differently, that placebo and nocebo have more in line with mentalism and reality creation, into the doorways of perception. Like, your perception of things will control how the order and the function of things. If so these mosquitoes, what if they didn't do that? The fact that people are so fearful of mosquitoes are going to release a bunch of chemicals in the system, namely so you have like ones that are going to cause anxiety and stress chemicals, right? You're gonna produce a lot of, you're gonna overproduce something and underproduce something else, and you're gonna wear your body out, and that stress will cause the most harm. And it had nothing to do with a mosquito ever biting anybody, because they didn't exist. The fear of the mosquito bite is worse than the mosquito bite. Yeah, I mean, mosquitoes suck, but really, do they need to modify them? Didn't they suck bad enough to begin with? What's up, William? Double water. There's a lot of things that I like to go on about, because you know what? I talked about that probably 3 years ago on my channel. My channel got fucking blasted from those people. And you know what? How many of those people, I had to ask them, I was like, hey, how's that heaven on earth going? Is this part of it? Is this your heaven? Where you you poison the rest of the world with some experimental blah blah blah. Like this is part of that. Yeah. Oh, it seems like it. It seems like that's good job with that, right? Well, we didn't get enough to do it. Ugh. Did you go to the North Pole, or where is the North Pole? Do you know how to get there? You know, like, and I said it very simply that it's a mathematical equation. Listen closely. If you say blood over intent, what is more important in the mathematical equation? If you say intent over blood, then what's more important? What is over what? One divides the other. The most important thing would be your intention. You know, but then say, good intentions are a perfect path to hell. Yeah. I mean, we can play around with language all you want, but what's more important, blood or intentions? What if your intentions was to change blood? Blood cannot change intentions, but intentions can change blood. So what should be first in the variable, in the division? Because something over something is to divide something. So your intention divides blood? Could be. You know? Or does your blood divide intention? I don't know. I'm just suggesting that maybe people should understand how the magic and the ritual and the language and the mathematics works before they go and out of nowhere, these people that have never practiced magic ever in their life, they know nothing about magic. They probably even hated paganism, and they hated people that were trying to interact with the world at large, the air, the fire, the earth, the water, and whatever the larger God thing is, or entity, or idea, or technology, or information, or whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't matter. It's everything. If you haven't even started to figure out how to do the basic stuff, how the hell are you thinking to start stabbing yourself, bleeding all over things, and writing something down? Like you don't even know how to cook a decent meal. You're eating fucking macaroni and cheese out of a garbage can. You know what I mean? And you're gonna blood over. That's no sense. You don't even know the first part of the ritual, and there's nothing wrong with rituals. Just put that out there. Because any system you look into has ritual practices. If you're a gardener, ritually you'll plant a seed and you'll harvest, and there's seasons and times. If you're into name something, do a type of magic. There'll be a ceremonial. Like you go to a ceremony. What's a ceremony? You get married. There's a ceremony. It's a ritual. You go. You ritually take a bath. You know, you might not do it with that intent and that purpose, but every day you get up, you take a shower. It's having a pure position or purpose in why you're doing something. Like these people they were doing the BOI and talking down on black magic and saying it was like evil or something. I was like, you realize you're performing a black magic ceremony. Get it together, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're doing ritualistic left-handed black magic right now, which I'm telling you is okay, but it can turn awry. Just like white magic isn't always good, it can be bad, but like use it with the right purposes. Perfect example is people come to my channel. I was like, didn't you write? Because I'll go to their channel just to make sure they existed, and they're like, hey, I want peace on earth. I want everything. I want heaven to come here and everything. I love everyone. And they come to my channel like, you're a piece of shit. You're an asshole. Fuck you. I was like, didn't you just write down that everybody is good and you hope everybody the best and like you want heaven on earth, and you're sitting here because I'm explaining to you how magic works, that I'm an asshole? Seems a little at the best contradictory, at the worst at the worst funny. Goofballs. I like his vagina. Double water. Yeah, that's when? That's one. Yeah, hilarious, hilarious. Yeah, I had to take most of those videos down because it just got into the same looping circular logic argument with people that weren't. I was like, you didn't watch the whole video, and then I had to make a couple videos. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a video, and if you've made it this far, before you comment, you have to write down a number, and like just so I know that you've listened. And then 10 minutes later, I'll be like, just so I know that you've listened this far, I want you to take 2 off of the number that I gave you to begin with and write that number down so I know you've listened to me. And if you're really paying attention, you know I'm going to do this entire video. So unless you get to the end of the video to find the correct number, I'll know exactly what you listened to. I'm going to put a lock and key on everything I say. And then somebody says nothing, I just delete their fucking comment. Everybody else gives me a number early in the video. I was like, you didn't listen to the whole thing, did you? So I don't need you giving me information or telling me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when I did an hour-and-a-half video. Not you, but like that was just my attitude. I was like, you're not listening, then don't, it's like, come to my class. Come and watch my video, but don't listen to 30 seconds and think the fuck you know what's going on. Especially when you're too busy pricking your finger, giving people blood and writing down ridiculous intentions, and you don't even know how to feed your fucking children. Yeah, go vegan while you're at it, yeah? Fucking, that's hilarious. And it's funny because people like, as soon as it's, and that's the thing, is those same people, the ones like, as always, I'll put it out there for people that don't understand this part. When I'll go into and I'll start saying something about veganism, same thing happens. They listen to the first 10 seconds, I say, well, here's why this is ridiculous, and then they don't let me get into the here's why. They assume that I eat meat and I'm imploring people to go kill animals, which is the farthest thing from the truth. I'm like, you have no understanding. Like, and when I was doing this, it was like, I think the first couple I made, I was completely vegetarian, completely. And I was explaining what the dilemma was and where the problems sit, and they were having nothing to do with it. I was like, you're a cult member. What? There's nothing you can say about that. Like you're not listening. You're not thinking outside of you're emotionally responding and reacting to something that you don't know anything about, which is what I'm saying. And so they wouldn't listen. And then I was just like, so here's the people you can't offend people that do the BOI. You can't offend the people that do the vegans. Like what? We're in this culture. You can't say shit without offending someone. Oh, see, got me out here politicking on my blunt. Which is, what's interesting about my channel is, despite all of that, I have an A+ in likes for my videos. And as much shit as y'all know I talk, I infrequently offend people. If you're offended, that's your problem. I mean, I've directly offended people. I know I have, and for those things I apologize, obviously. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't attack people. I interact with ideas, and I try to look. There's 3 types of people: people who live in the past, the present, and people that look to the future. People who live in the past talk about people. People that are in the present at least talk about. So you have that person, like that idea of the past, right? That's depression, and you have the present moment where you're talking about things. That's an object. This is what's happening. This is going on. And you have people that are futurist thinkers, which are dealing with here's what we can explore. Here's an idea. So I deal with cutting down or building up ideas. That way you can look at the idea, and if it doesn't seem to work, then don't use it. But talking about people, that's silly. If I talk about a person that's popular, it's not because of them, it's the ideas that they held. It has nothing to do with their actions. I can give 2 shits. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Let's have some coffee. Think about that. Nom nom nom. It's a very strange thing too, to really have empathy and care about individual people on an individual level, but but to also see the big picture and look at and talk about things in idea formats, but care about individuals. It seems to be divergent, but it's not. This is a divine light. Hey, William Childs, how's your butthole? how's all the flushing and removing gallstones and all that? How's that going? Is that coffee helping? Did it do? Because I haven't talked to you since that we talked about the other, going deeper with the coffee enemas and stuff. How's that functioning? I like this spot. I think I'm going to claim this as my tree now. Because I used to do videos over next to the larger park where there are swingy benches, but those swingy benches, they squeak, and there's not great shade there, and there's a lot of people. But here, I just get the quacks of the ducks and a little bit of the chime tree. It's pretty dope. I think next time I need to bring a tiny pillow out here for this thing, because the branches I have to put it across. Jay Miley knows about this. If you don't get the right thing, you don't get the scoop in the middle. If the branches are a little too far apart, so it's a little too flat. We'll figure it out. We'll get this set up good. That way I can get the camera in the right position. Oh, I have an idea. You guys wanna okay. We have went to the basketball court, but you just see me like kind of half drunk, hungover, shooting a ball a little bit, and it was rainy anyways. You probably never see me kick a soccer ball, but I do have a pool table. I could teach you guys how to shoot pool. I guarantee like not a lot of people beat me at pool. Teach you. Anybody want to know how to play pool? I do not bet on it because it causes chaos. I don't like to do it. One time I was at a bar. This dude was insistent on playing me for money. Insistent. Let's play for 50. I was like, you don't want to do that. I was like, dude, I'm not playing for 50 bucks. I was like, because I don't want to take your $50 and have you piss at me. And he's like, nah. So I was like, dude, fine. All right. After like, we're arguing about him wanting to play me for money. I'm like, do you think you think I just because I don't have 50? I was like, I have it in my pocket. Here, I'll show you. Like, do you really want to lose 50 bucks right now? I was like, let's just play for a drink. Playing for a drink? I was like, all right, good game. He's like, well, you some kind of hustler? I was like, no, dude. I told you I'd beat you. I told you I would beat you. And fuck it. I'll buy you a drink. How's that? I beat you and buy you a drink, even though you gambled and wanted to play. And he got pissed. He got pissed that I beat him and bought him a drink. It's It's so funny. Am I that good? No, but I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Yeah. Gambling goes nowhere good. If you're around people that like to gamble, that have it like that, you know, if you got $100 in your pocket and you want to play $1 a game, oh, that's fun. That's fun because no one's gonna get that mad. But you don't walk up to somebody and like, I'll bet you $50. Like, no, not a good idea. What the fuck? We weren't even at a pool hall. We were just at some random bar. I was like, stop it. Oh, it was funny as fuck. Yeah. I mean, he was like, because I told him, I repeatedly told him, I was like, that's a bad idea. I was like, I'm not like sitting here telling you that I'm better than you. I know I am. Like, you're not going to beat me. I was like, it's not some sort of, like, I'm certain of it. Like, I'm not just like, I'm going to beat you. It's in your mind. Like, no. Hey William, you were getting zealous and then you ate a salad. We were talking about the salads, right? Yeah. Hey, next time you eat a salad, make sure you add. You know why they do a lot of salads? They'll add like walnuts, like a walnut vinaigrette, and there'll be like sprinkles of pecans and walnuts because of that. Because those are insoluble fibers, and that will help move things along. Make sure you put something crunchy on there. Sesame seeds, toasted walnuts, toasted things. You're not getting the nutrition value you'd get if they were raw or sprouted. Sprouted is the way to go. Raw is fine, but cooked that way it's just going to go through your system and push things out. But do that on a salad. Oh, hey, double water. Are you nice with snooker? I've never played. I mean, I kind of get the concept of the game, but I probably wouldn't be very good at it because, we play 8-ball on a small table at a bar, where snooker is a game of playing defense. You know what I mean? The whole technique is you can't make every shot, so you have to play things to hide the ball and blah blah blah, right? And I was playing somebody the other night, and we were talking about it. I was like, do you play? Have you ever played in a league? And he was like, yeah, I played in a couple leagues, but it's not really my thing. I was like, yeah. I was like, I get asked to play all the time in leagues when people played with me. They're like, oh, play on my team. I was like, you realize like if I play in your team, I'm not playing defense. Like, no, it's part of the game. Like, no, not for me. Like, I'm out here to have fun, and I'm shooting the shot. There's only one out of 200 shots that I might even consider playing defense. Like if I'm down a bunch of balls and it's an easy, I don't really have a good shot, I might play a defensive shot. But other than that, I can't. It's, as they say, there's always a shot on the table, so I'm gonna shoot that shot. Might as well. So like playing on a team, I couldn't stand to take a game that should be like 6 shots and turn it into like 20 shots because everybody's trying to hide a ball. Oh, you're good when you're sober. Interesting. When I'm sober, my pool game is about, okay, if my best pool game is let's say a 7. Let's say I'm a 7 at best. When I'm sober, I'm probably a 4.5 or 5. 4 drinks in, I am lights out. Like I don't think too much. I can see the shot. I'm loose enough to play, and then it goes like this. And then it's like you get this nice little area, and then it's just straight downhill after you have that last. Once you're like, oh, good game. Somebody buys you a shot. You're like, oh, all of a sudden the balls are kind of everything's wiggling right now. Do I play poker? That's another game that I get the nuances and the psychology and the. It's just too long of a game. It's kind of like I'm good at chess, but only I want to play in short bursts. I don't want to play long matches. I don't want to play for like 6 hours, and that's what it takes. It's like playing poker. You don't you learn someone's habits, and then you kind of switch things, and you know how long does it take to hold the cards, and what do you know show the cards, don't you know there's so many little nuances. I don't want to be I don't have enough time to make that like a you know, reading people and all that shit. Like, of course I can do that, but nah, not really my thing. Yeah, back to baked oatmeals, baked apples, and some oatmeal. Yeah. Hey, remember? I mean, I'm sure I told you this. Add that cinnamon, and if you can find any, you use a little bit of something hot like a cayenne, not too much, and maybe something like a wormwood, or something that is like a bitter element with that. Maybe don't eat the whole thing because you don't want it all to taste like, but like have a nice spoonful of that, so you get the cayenne and the whatever's gonna kill worms in your system, which would wormwood or something. It's gonna be bitter. It'll be like one bad bite, but then the rest of it will be good. Cinnamon is really good for a lot of things too. That will kill parasites. And also remember that there are, look it up. I forget off the top of my head, but there are multiple kinds of cinnamon, and there's one that's more correct than the others. Yeah, I forget what the name of it is. They're very similar in taste, but I want to say cassia. No, but there's one because there's a bunch of different chemicals in it, and usually where it's coming from, the climate and blah blah blah, it's slightly different plant that has a lot more benefits. I just don't remember what it is off the top of my head. Yeah, I mean that's one of the standard protocols for parasite removal. Wormwood, cinnamon, cayenne, black walnut husk is the other one. Black walnut husk. Now, one good bite of that will help like destroy a lot of bad bacteria and things in your system. What's up, Lettuce and Numbers? How you doing? Celion, thank you. Yes. So the cassia is just like it's a flavoring. It's not really. It's a bark. It'll taste like cinnamon. It'll have some effect, but yeah, Celion is correct. What up, quack quacks? Hi, quackies. Let's see if they're hungry. Oh, they just bathed. They're doing the after bath ritual of removing all of the whatever they've gotten in their feathers. Oh, and ducks are as much as their feathers themselves are not soft, as a totality, they're very soft. They're very squishy. And I never knew that because I never got to play with a duck. And then these ones come over and they will let me pet them sometimes. Sometimes. Sometimes they're a little skittish, but other times they let me pet them. It depends on how excited they are. If they run up to me and then like start walking all over my legs, it's kind of pretty much like, all right, well, if you're gonna walk on my legs, I can pet you. Oh yeah, it's lovely. It's I think Saturday it's supposed to rain, which sucks because Saturday is like when usually people would be out on the bayou playing around or in the quarter. But I mean, it gives me a reason not to go to the quarter and waste a day away, I guess. Sri Lanka. All those beautiful old capacitors and energy harvesting devices. Yes, and as everybody that's new here now, not from earlier, next video I make, I'll give you someone's channel, and I think it's the most well put together series on what's going on in this realm. As far as I can tell, I've watched probably quite a few videos, and I've figured out a lot of things. And if I could have put a video together and made it as concise and precise and well, step by step, like how the mud floods, the orphan trains, the why the buildings are made of what they're made of, the electrical magnetic universe, blah blah, like that, the whole thing. It is about as well done as you could possibly do. I've not found a part in it that I think he's missed. I don't think he's missed a part. I think he's like dead on, which is why his channel got shut down on YouTube a few times. So I'll try to give that to you. I forget what the name of it, because I just watched it the other day, and I already got shut down. But there's a few other places to find it. Is it Martin Liedtke? No. I like Martin. I like his work. No. It's somebody that literally took all of the information that everyone out here in the world and put it together and condensed it into a very easy to follow. One was a 7-part series, and there was a 13-part series. So there's 20 parts in total that I've seen. No, actually I've seen only the 7-part. Well, I'm sure there's more than that. I don't know how big the channel was to begin with, but it's pretty recent, and it was just basically each video was about anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half, and it was taking like John Levi's work, Liedtke's work. I would dare to assume some of mine, but I don't know that anybody's watched the shit that I did on like the Kings and the I was doing the shit a long time ago before these motherfuckers came out with it. But no, I mean, I'm not saying they're stealing off my work, because I was finding it from other places. It's like somebody had said something to him about his first video. I was like, hey, I'm glad you're getting this video out here, but you should make sure that you give Martin Liedtke credit, because this is all his work. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, you're telling me there's 7 million people on this planet, and like that somebody could come across the same conclusions or information from the same places so why doesn't Martin give credit where credit's due? Where did he get his research from? He did it all himself. I mean, hey, I'm just saying, like, I think if you're in the community, you kind of understand that it came from all of us putting together information that other people couldn't. And I'm saying this is it kind of like to say, let's see, Norb's theory. Norb's theory did a wonderful job of putting that information together. It came from many different places, but how many times people have asked me, like, where did you figure this all out? How do you know what you know? I'm like, do you know? You have no idea. Like, it's not like off of one person's work. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of hours and people and books and my own dreams and ideas and thoughts that came to me. Like, it's so many different sources. Like, I couldn't possibly write a bibliography of where everything came from. I would spend more time thanking everyone than I would you know, providing people with the information. Like, it's not obviously like I wasn't like sitting here going, here's what I know. Well, this is how it works, and like, here's my grand philosophy. Like, someone's theory of everything is based upon other people's ideas, anyways. You don't get an original idea. There's very few original ideas. There's nothing new under the sun. So, no, it's not lead key. Because lead key's work is based upon other people's work, and Martin Kenny's work, and Norb's is based on 1,000 other people's work, and John Levi's work isn't his own work. You know, some of it is. Some people's research autodidactic. His research is based upon. He even puts it out there. He's like, it's here. These ideas are based upon this. You know, sometimes he's like, he puts a video out and it's, where did this all come from? Well, he's like, well, I have like 300 other videos. Go watch those. They came from those, and probably gave credit somewhere else. Like, it's not like somebody's just stealing a fucking joke. You know what I mean? Like, to just word for word say the same joke. Anyways, I'll tell you who it is as soon as I can remember what his name is. Haha, did I do something you hate? Thank you. Let us the numbers. The Lost History of Flat Earth, part 1 through 7. Yep. Hey, that's very funny because I literally watched I watched that entire series the day before and yesterday too, and I found it through autodidactic, which is very funny because he has a very similar style as someone else that I remember. Conspiracies Are Us, and there's one other channel that I can't remember off the top of my head, but came out with videos just like that, but he sounded like, okay, the other dude sounded like he was Dracula. You know what I'm talking about? He made videos just like this. So this guy, he sounds like he's English and talks in a very monotonous, there's a way he talks. There's NLP happening, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Hopefully people are engaged and they're not going, oh, he's using this technique to get people to listen to what. Yeah, but he's giving really quality information. And the other dude, he spoke like he was like Dracula. You know what I'm talking about? No, not Odd TV. No, Dracula dude. He sounds like he's South American Dracula. It's really weird. And Odd TV? No, Odd's fine. I mean, everything he does is, he's hip hop, white dude from wherever. That flat Earth is his damn thing. I like his stuff. I wouldn't lean on it. I wouldn't lean on it for like next level information. I don't follow him like that. I mean, he's a cool cat, but I got a lot of information from him. But no, he does a good job of surmising a lot of other flat Earth subjects. But this is what I'm talking about. Like the one you said, the dude. It's funny. The name of the series is the Lost History of Flat Earth. Funny because it literally has about zero to do with flat Earth. Like not zero, but like it's part of it. Like there's a friend of mine that would love the shit out of it, but he doesn't believe in the flat Earth idea, right? At all, which is crazy because he's hyper intelligent and but he's also, I don't know what it is. So the fact that it's called that kind of is a misnomer towards the rest of the information because he gets into so many different things. He gets into mud floods and the orphan trains and Atlantis and what the map looks like and electricity and Michelle Gibson. Skull, help me out with that. What did she do? Sounds familiar, like I might have found her within the past week, but I'll check her out. I mean, there's somebody I checked out recently that like, do you know sometimes like You find a channel and they give all this good information, and all of a sudden you realize it was only for the purpose of saying you have to find the one Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and the Bible's the only thing that matters. And like, oh, like maybe you're just saying it wrong, but like that's like they dismiss every other book. Like that's the only verifiable. Like, I just can't do that. Whenever, and then I'm just like, then there must be some information in here that you're really fucking confused about, because like, you obviously don't understand what the book is about then. Nor do they There's been a couple of those that I'm just like, oh, why did you have to go and do that? Why are you selling that thing? Shit, I thought Allah was that damn thing, huh? Oh, well, yeah, that dude is awesome with his crater Earth theory. Some of the things that he does with the crater Earth and some of his connections he's made are a little weird to me, a little strange. That's not who I'm talking about. That's not the Dracula dude. It's somebody way before him. I'm sure his channel probably got taken down, but hopefully not. No, a lot of the ideas that I like are in his channel, but it's so abstract. Like, I'm down with the idea that it's a crater Earth. But then some of the things that he makes and the connection he makes are a little strange for me, a little strange. Because he also talks in a very hypnotic way. And when people do that on purpose, and I can tell him and even the dude that you were watching, like I'm like, okay, I get it. You're just being dramatic, and you like to you put that in there. So I think maybe most of us are tainted by people that use their voice in a way to project some sort of, to be an orator, like a standing in like an and this was the Baptist church, and this is what the Jesus was. Like, okay, shut the fuck up. But that's the way the voice should be used. It should be used that way, because interesting, because I'd heard the thing about the Vikings were the ones that because of their, well, that's a really long one to get into about the Vikings. Even the story. Don't you ever watch the series called The Vikings? And that dude ended up finding Christianity, and then because of what the cross means and what the other realm was, and then he became, because he liked the preacher, because he could understand the preacher, but he came from Valhalla and all of this, and like he was like, yeah. There's a really interesting story there. Oh, the Vikings. That's interesting. The five Kings, because I'd always learned about it as the Vikings, the VI, the 6 kings. That's why it's V and an I. The 5 kings and the Vikings may be two different things. I'd have to. I thought I've watched all of his videos. Maybe it's just something because I've watched so many of his. I've watched them all that I don't could have just gotten blended in with something else. But the original was the 6 kings. It was the 6 of them. The VI. It's Roman numerals. 6. But you have the 5 kings and the 6 kings. That's a whole other thing, but scars are good currency. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's what it is. Yeah. Although 5 kings, that's interesting. Yeah. So you have the well, the 5 and the 6 are 2 major things, right? So you have the star, which is the Venusian, that angle, which is Venus, which is phi, physical, feminine, feline, phi, cat, and then you have 6, which is is more masculine, which is the hexagram, and then hex, connected to like lug nuts on a car, and it's more of a masculine. So yeah, the 5 and the 6 is the physical world, and the hex, or the magic world. That's as far as I've understood it. Like, I mean, there's obviously more we could get into and try to unlock that, but that was the 5 and 6. There's a reason that you have a star key and you have hex nuts on your car. There's a reason American made versus European made have metric and whatever America uses. That bullshit. But it's not bullshit. It's just it's based upon whether the lug nut is 5 or 6. Yeah, does that make sense? What are you talking about, bird? Yeah, imperial. Yeah. Well, you have the imps, or the imperial, or the emperors, which became the imps, and then imperial. So imperial standard measurements. Yeah. That's crazy, Divine. Wow. I don't know. Maybe I just don't love anything because I don't want to die. Although I accept death as an inevitable process of life itself, but or maybe because I love so many things, it could be just about anything. I love I love climbing trees as much. I love laying in my hammock as much as I love making videos, as much as I love having sex, versus how much I love cooking, versus how much I love eating. You know? Not really sure. Hey, Double Water. That's funny. Did you post that same comment twice on purpose, or did it show up that way? Yeah, Double Water. Because your comment showed up. It says, why do people say at least they died doing something they loved? Surely it would be better dying doing something you hated. That comment showed up twice on my side. Way earlier, and then it showed up again. Then it got deleted. And then you did it. Then it came up again after Divine Light said that. Your comment, why do people say at least they died? That comment already came up about, let's see. There you go, right there. Right before Let Us a Number said John Levi is gold and Mayan balloon trip. And then you said something, and that was at 4:05. And then it comes again, the exact same comment at 4:19, exactly the same. Do I think certain hand signs? Yeah, of course. I mean, if I do this versus 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 I do one of these, like, of course, every one of these connections that I'm making here, if I do this, I'm connecting positive and negatives. You can do all of this. You could do this. You could do this. You could do this. If I did this, you'd be like, oh, he's doing that because, or I could do this. Those are connecting neutral points, positive and negative points. So each of your fingers positive, negative, and then your thumb. Some people say the thumbs are neutral and these are positive, negatives. That's what I think. It's hard to explain, except for these are your digits. This is thumb. This is second. This is a ground unit. So you have eight of these major things. And these ones you can neutral something. So yeah, if your body is it's electromagnetic, of course. Why wouldn't it? But as some Christians would like to tell you, Mudras are of the devil. They're demonic. They're of evil spirits. As they sit there and pray. That's a mudra. Get your head out your ass, fake ass Christians. Be Christed. Don't be Christian. As Gandhi said, I love your Christ, but I hate your Christians. So don't sit down. That's a posture. That's a mudra. A posture is a mudra. Can you sit with your legs crossed, or is that no good? How about when you pray, when you put your knees down? That's a posture. There's fluid in your knees. You're connecting to the earth. Can you take your shoes off? Why do you wear clothes? What are you doing? That's that kind of dumb shit. It makes it. I just go, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with these people? And then Jesus Christ is like, hey, buddy, thanks for asking me. They're a bunch of idiots, and they don't actually believe in me. They're just lying. But what are you gonna do? I was watching somebody do a really great presentation on language and connected to spirit and all the things you gotta, if you're connected to source. I mean, the person was maybe 450 pounds, and I'm like, well, the source would have told you to stop eating so much because you're not really convincing anybody, because there's somebody you're saying is bullshit and you're just repeating it. And then the comment section, it was a good presentation though. In the comment section, somebody was like, oh yeah, the pagans don't get it because they're devil worshippers. And like, where are you getting this information? Like, the word pagan just means earth dweller, but they like the earth. They weren't part of the church. They weren't part of the lies of the church. Like, define paganism based upon what? Because they had their own altar. Oh wait, you go to church and you get altered by the preacher at the altar. You can't do it yourself. They're working with demonic spirits. Oh yeah, because your preacher isn't. Oh, people are funny. Yeah. Double water. I like what you said. Yeah. Hey Jay Marley, how's your lips? I don't know why that's funny. It's funny to me though, because you ask her how her knee is. I bet you probably have. And now that you got a girlfriend, you probably got you got scabby knees. Carson blanc. Hey, double water. I'm completely on board with you. I understand what you're saying. I completely understand. Yeah. Yeah, there's some things that we keep doing as habitual, but then there's other things that like they give us grand amounts of pleasure. Like there's some things that you get good and bad out of. There's some things like you have. Like, do I hate relationships with people? No. Are they troublesome sometimes? Yes. But would I ever want to be without people? No. Pretty similar with most things. Phone, technology, like this phone. Do I want to be on it 24 hours a day? No. Do I respect and have go thank you for what it does? Yes. Alcohol. I love it. It's so much fun. Do I have stupid times on it? Absolutely. Food. Do I like eating and it's so enjoyable? Yes. Do I sometimes have a stomach ache and be like, why did I eat so much? Yes. So it's like there's no like, but certainly, do you really want to be a plumber your entire life? No. You know how awful that is as a job. I've plumbed houses. I've drywalled houses. Do you want to drywall houses your whole life? You'd be an insane person to believe you wanted to. You'd have to be in some different mind frame to think that's like an awesome thing to do. Hanging up heavy gypsum, breathing all that shit. Listen to the same songs on the radio. getting up the same. I mean, I would go insane. And I've drywalled giant houses for corporations, like for like big companies. It's terrible. Was it fun doing it for a little bit? Yeah. Did I learn something? Was it nice to help someone, to build a house for them? Sheetrock? Yeah. No, I couldn't say I love that. If someone says they love drywalling houses, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. You love what the result of it is. If you could make the same money doing something else. So my neighbor owned his own business, and he was a subcontractor. So he was making probably 6 figures doing it. Would he have traded in his 4 to 5 day a week, 36-hour a week job, making 6 figures and getting off early and being whatever it's on his he would trade that in for what? Like making that much money? No, he liked the money he got. So for the hours he had to go invest, and he got out of it. What did he get? Pretty good muscular build. Yeah. What didn't work out well? I don't know. Probably breathing all the dust and fumes, and I mean, really. What if you could have done that doing something else? You can't say you love doing drywall. Do I love building houses? Do I love designing things? Absolutely. I used to build houses, top to bottom. Aspects of it I would never want to do again. You hate team sports? Oh, that's fucked up, man. We'll have to work on that, because I like tennis and I like pool. It's a game. Tennis is a sport. I like tennis because you only can rely on yourself. But I like the involvement of a team sport in the sense that, like, okay, soccer is a much different team sport than, say, baseball is not really a team sport. You can't say baseball is a team sport. It's really not. It's the guy throwing the ball and the guy hitting the ball. That's all. You can't really call football so much. Football is more of a team sport. It's close. It's not soccer team sport. Soccer is a team sport. Football is almost a team sport. But there's something to playing a game where you have to work in unison. What you do in football, but it's too cut and dry. It's too much. Basketball is a team sport. Although it these days has turned into an individual athletic competition of who's going to get the most points, which is so far from the game. I digress, though. Oh yeah, I don't want to play doubles in tennis. No, I don't want to. I like tennis for what I like tennis for, but I prefer indoor soccer because then there's only 4 other people to fuck around with. I like basketball and indoor soccer. I used to play outdoor soccer, but there was just too much. There's too much downtime. Unless you play center midi, and when I play center midi, then it's like, Jesus, do I ever have to stop running? Center midi. I used to play center midi most of the time. And it's like, no matter what, the ball's going through me. And that was a lot of work. But, you distribute, you can score some goals, you can play defense, you play offense, you do the whole damn thing. You're kind of like the center point of a network. It's like if you were the hub, like say Atlanta is like the hub of what would be if you played soccer, playing center mid. But tennis is what, or golf is cool, because who the fuck are you gonna blame? You put the ball there, that's your fault. What else? So we've gotten to movies. Look at this. See, isn't this fun? We get to movies, sports, language, a little bit of technology, hieroglyphs. Oh, look at these bastards right here. Wobble, 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 wobble. Teamwork makes the quack work. Is that what they say? Oh, they don't quack. Those are the Canadian ones. I'm gonna make some Canadian goose bacon soon. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay, there's 38 of them there. All right. Now I can recognize what 38 looks like. Yeah. I thought there was less. When I counted, I was like, holy shit. All of them there. A lot of Canadian bacon. Yeah, the handle, the hoop. Well, yeah, it's a racket. The tennis is a racket. Tennis is a very it's a different game, but it's funny. Yeah, put the ball over the net. Ball over the net. It's a racket. It's like anything else. No coffee pause. See how long we've been doing this. Oh damn. 2 hours of a show. You know, it'd be great if I could get a beer. Because I don't want to drink any more coffee. Because I can tell I've had enough coffee, and the iced tea has a little vodka in there. I don't want to drink any more vodka. It's too hot for that. I need a beer. Anybody wants to buy me a beer? Feel free. You can buy me a cup of coffee, but we'll just call it beer. Why lie about it? I'm not gonna drink coffee. I'm gonna drink beer. If you want to buy me a beer, you can. CashApp, PayPal, TsarXen. If you've either been informed or entertained about anything and it's helped you, let me know by just saying thanks, Zen, and send me $1 or $2 or 10 or 100 or 100,000 or 1,000,000 if you have it like that. There you go. Buy me a beer. Thanks. Hey, double. It's fine. Yeah. Well, thanks, man. I mean, don't sell your surfboard on my accounts. Keep it going. You know, cut your surfboard into a bunch of different. Oh shit! There they go. There must be a dog. Oh shit! Goose on goose violence. Where's the dog? Oh. That one. I don't like you, Goose. The rest of them are cool. Oh, you guys are infighting. Geese are militant geese. Do you think geese can ever get kicked in their coochies? Or their cocks? Yeah, sometimes I feel that way. So there's something off-putting about geese. I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know why we eat turkeys. Turkeys, other than just being, other than doing that, they go. I don't find anything wrong with turkeys. We should just eat geese for Thanksgiving. Unless they probably don't taste good. That might be the thing. They just look like they're big, but if you skinned them, they're probably nothing there. It's just a bunch of feathers. Geese are just like the same size as every other mallard, but they just put a bunch of extra. It's like, dude, I think I figured it out. Yes, they're the same size. Here's why I know this. Because if you go to New York City back in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, everybody wear a triple fat goose jacket. So it's stuffed with goose feathers. And it was a big ass jacket, so people would look big, but then they took it off and they were like 120 pounds. They just looked like they was like big, like, yeah, triple fat goose. I mean, I get it, it was warm, that's what they needed, but it also made them look bigger than they are. Those motherfuckers ain't that big. I mean, I don't. You have to give me a little more reference to what you're getting at there. Because you got the Golden Fleece, you've got Joseph the Technicolor Dreamcoat, you've got the I don't know what the golden egg. What's the reference esoterically? Is what I'd be asking, I guess. Of course, I think I know the story, but. Oh shit! Hold on one second here. Ooh, speaking of, you know what? I have to make a phone call in a second here. I didn't realize it was this late. Somebody needed my assistance today at 4:30. So the golden condom. Hey, so check it out. Hey, everybody, I do got a dip. It's 4:30. I had a call to make 8 minutes ago, and I got too involved helping everybody else out with their golden goose problems. Let me make this phone call, and you guys, I'll be back on here in a little bit. Let me make this call and then grab a beer and come back out here and have some fun. And maybe I'll take you to the pool hall. I'll take you to the pool and the pool. I'll show you how to pool. Good to see everybody. Stay well, do good things, be weird, be absolutely magnanimous, and help yourself. Do that. Always help yourself a little bit first. That way you can help others. But if you can help others, you already got it. Help others, and then if you can't do that, help yourself. Blah, blah, blah. Have a good day. Talk to you all soon. Peace!